Coming up on After the Whistle, state playoffs make their way across Center County and District 6.
Plus, a look back at the best of the best from wrestling state championships.
And Penn State women's hockey gets ready for their first Frozen Four.
Hello and welcome to After the Whistle. We missed you last week, but we're back with updates from District 6 action from the last 2 weeks, including some big news from high school wrestling, state championships, and state playoff basketball. Live from University Park, I'm Isaac Hallock.
And I'm Nico Rodriguez. We also have the latest on Penn State women's hockey historic postseason run.
We'll get to state playoff and high school action soon, but first, history is being made this weekend in Pagola Ice Arena. Our own Cassie Vaselis is there live. Cassie?
Thanks, Isaac. The stage for the Frozen Four is set and games will be played right behind me, actually. The Penn State has made it to their first ever Frozen Four in program history after a win against UConn. Now the other teams participating are Wisconsin, Ohio State, and Northeastern. Now looking at the Penn State team, it is their best season in program history with a record 33 wins, a regular season title, 4th straight AHA tournament championship, and their first NCAA tournament win. Captain Tessa Janicki leads the team in points with 46 and will be playing against some of her Olympic teammates on Friday. Now goaltender Katie Disa has been on fire, recording 12 shutouts on the season with a .939 save percentage. Penn State faces Wisconsin at 7:30 on Friday, while earlier in that day, Ohio State will take on Northeastern at 4 p.m. Then on Sunday, the championship title is on the line at 4 p.m. We'll have more highlights on that game against UConn coming up, but first, let's head back to Nico in the studio.
Now to game of the week. Williamsburg is playing for a state championship this Friday, but yesterday they played St. Joseph's in the state semifinal. Fans showed out to Altoona High School for both teams. First quarter now, Naomi Crispin, guarded by Leona Royer. Crispin loses possession, but regains it and passes to J.C. Cunningham for an easy 2. Now to the third quarter, where Williamsburg turns the ball over, but wait, Faith Detweiler steals it from behind and sends it all the way down to Lavada Gorsuch for an easy layup, wide open. Fourth quarter, St. Joseph's forces a turnover and gets the ball to Crispin, who pulls up for a deep 3 and sinks it. The Lady Pirates defeated the Wolfpack 60-41. Our reporter Jack Dobbins was in Altoona last night for the semifinal showdown.
Williamsburg found themselves playing a familiar foe as they played St. Joseph's twice this season. But last time, the Lady Pirates were missing a key player.
And then we got Levada back into the mix, and we've just been playing a lot better as a team.
When these two teams last faced off in the District 6 consolation game, St. Joseph's came out on top 75-73. But today, Williamsburg was able to flip the script, winning it 60-41.
We wanted it more. Like, our girls in the locker room are like, we just want to beat them so bad.
Leanna Royer had an outstanding game, finishing with 16 points, but she didn't only shine on offense.
But defensively, she face guarded Crispin the entire game, and most players can't do that. So the amount of endurance she had, the defense she played, like, there's not enough I can say about what she did tonight out there on the floor.
That defense was on full display as the Lady Pirates held St. Joseph's to only 41 points, punching their ticket to Hershey for the first time since 1997.
It feels amazing. It's never happened to us before. It's just awesome. Like, I feel so good.
The Lady Pirates will face off against Delco Christian for the 1A Girls State Championship on Friday.
In that 1997 game, Williamsburg defeated Marian Catholic. Tip-off is set for 12 p.m. on Friday at the Giant Center.
Now let's look back at some basketball highlights from the run-up to state championships. The Bishop Guilfoyle boys are in the semifinals for the first time since 2021. They face South Park in the second round. Early in the first, Torian Consiglio puts the defenders in a blender for the nice finish, a sign of things to come.
Good move.
Late in the first, Consiglio with a jump pass to Grant Walters, who drives the baseline, and they kick it back out to Consiglio, and he drains the triple. He'd finish with 24.
Great ball movement.
3 minutes to go now in the game, and Andrew Mitleiter nails a 3 to put the Eagles within 4. South Park couldn't complete the comeback, though, as Bishop Guilfoyle held on to win 59-52. The Marauders beat Westlawn Hilltop in the quarterfinals, but fell last night in the semis to Trinity.
On the same court, the BG girls took on Aquinas Academy for the second straight season, looking to continue their path to a championship three-peat. Early in the second, the Crusaders put on the press and get the steal and bucket to pull within 7 at 21-14, but they couldn't slow the Lady Marauders down that much after that. A minute into the third, star sophomore Leona Williams rattles home a 3-ball to make it 38-21. She was one of 3 to score double digits. It was rinse and repeat in the fourth as Ann Berlin Petreka sinks her second 3 of the night to tie Williams. Bishop Guilfoyle cruised into the quarterfinals 65-32, but the run ended there on Saturday in an upset loss to St. Joseph's Catholic Academy 71-58.
On Friday night, Altoona played in their first quarterfinal game in 21 years. Can they pull out a win and keep their season alive? Altoona is getting warmed up to play Cardinal O'Hara. Now, here is tip-off, which is won by Cardinal O'Hara, but they would fail to score. Now moving on into the first, the Lady Lions would capitalize on the Lions' missed shot, and they would take it down the court, drive in, and make the shot. After a slow first half by Altoona, they would get on a roll with this big shot coming up from Zaylin Yen Moore.
Great hook shot.
Moving ahead late into the fourth, a three-pointer by Raylan Iyer would fuel a Lady Lion comeback. Now into overtime, Yen Moore will get the ball and into the paint for the layup to put the Lady Lions up. Altoona will pull off the comeback and the upset, beating Cardinal O'Hara 38-37. The Lady Lions season came to a close last night, losing to Dallastown 36-35. Now we'll shift to the pool for the 3A Girls State Championships. In the fall, we featured State College swimmer Molly Workman, who is committed to the University of Virginia. And last week, she wrapped up her high school career in a big way. On night 2, she started off with a dominant 100-yard freestyle win by nearly 2 seconds, her third gold medal of the meet. That would set up the highlight of the night, the 400-yard freestyle team relay, jumping to the last lap as Workman in the middle of the screen made up a deficit of more than 2 seconds as the anchor, but gets pressure from the Fox Chapel swimmer right to the wall, but Workman beats her to the touch by just 600ths to get State College the win. She throws up the 4s for her 4th gold of the meet. Workman was named the swimmer of the meet and finishes her high school career with 8 state gold medals.
Coming up, our reporters Massimo Manfra and Massimo Bonagorio will unpack the action from the State Wrestling Championships.
But first, some upcoming spring sports previews.
PIAA Wrestling State Championships have come and gone. We had a chance to go to Hershey and witness all the action. I'm Massimo Manfra.
And I'm Massimo Bonagoria. We got to cover a ton of great matches and wrestlers, including Altoona's first state champion in 52 years. Jenny Karamis has the story.
Altoona won its last championship in 1974 when current Altoona head coach Joel Gilbert was just 6 months old.
Goal is to always get there, at least try to compete and do the best we can to prepare.
Campoli came into the tournament with a record of 34-6, riding an 11-game win streak. He placed 7th in the tournament last year and used that experience to prepare and propel himself to victory this year.
I became more comfortable with the tournament and definitely worked hard throughout the offseason and made a lot of adjustments and a lot of mental adjustments and finally got the job done here.
He defeated West Scranton's Tommy Schechterly with a 9-3 decision. Campoli's former teammate, Luke Sipes, competed in the finals last year, losing to Colin Gage in the last round.
He's a great role model and friend of mine, and I talked to him a little bit this past week.
Coach Gilbert says Campoli will now act as the blueprint and role model for Altoona wrestlers to come, not just because of his victory, but because of his character as a wrestler and person.
Capoli's one of the hardest workers in our room. He comes in every day prepared, ready to go. He's one of the, I would say, hardest workers that I've ever seen, and he's just a competitor.
Despite his win, Campoli remains focused on continuing to improve and is eyeing a repeat for next season.
I don't think I'm going to take much time off, if any, and just I mean, I guess next season starts now, so just keep getting better and do what I love to do.
For After the Whistle, I'm Jenny Karamis.
The 2A state championships happened in Hershey with plenty of District 6 representation. Starting off at 189 pounds, Faith Christian Academy's Adam Waters beat Tyrone's Kyle Scott to earn his 4th championship, ending Scott's perfect season. Now over to 215 pounds, Huntington's Landon Erdman fell to Cale Weidemoyer by a 13-1 major decision. 2 Faith Christian wrestlers finding success. Now over to 133 pounds, Bald Eagles' Tanner Gano faced Trinity's Will Detter in a close one, falling by a 1-0 decision. And with 2 wrestlers for District 6 at 121 pounds, Bishop McCourt's Keegan Bassett was able to best Penns Valley's Max Dinges by a 4-2 decision. District 6 had an impressive showing with 14 wrestlers placing at states.
Pennsylvania is such a rich tradition in wrestling. To win 1 state championship is very hard to do, but to have all 3 of my boys do it the same time, the same year, yeah, it's a dream come true for a dad.
Middle brother Melvin Miller was able to defeat Reagan Milheim to champion 160 pounds to earn his 3rd state championship. And to complete the trio of champs, Bo Bassett defeated Brant Harrow, the winningest wrestler in Pennsylvania history. Bo also earned his 3rd championship.
One of the most dominant female wrestlers capped off her senior season in style. Panther Valley's Brenda Banks claimed her 3rd PIAA state title, pinning Southmoreland's Zoe Murphy at 235 pounds. Banks finishes with just 2 losses in her career and went undefeated this season as girls wrestling continues to grow across Pennsylvania.
Meanwhile, 2 sisters from Chestnut Ridge continue to dominate the wrestling scene. Those being Juliet Alt of Chestnut Ridge, the sophomore, won her 2nd state title, topping Sun Valley's Jamison Strickland 1-0 at 148 pounds. She is the #1 wrestler at her weight class by PIAA Wrestling. Her sister, Violet Lazier, notched her 3rd state title by fall in 4 minutes and 48 seconds. Lazier heads into her senior year undefeated.
And right in the center mat, there was a ton of great action in 3A. At 172 pounds, Wilson's McCaden Speece scored the match's only takedown in sudden victory to win his 1st state championship. And after getting 2nd last year, Cedar Cliff's Kevin Myler made it back to the finals and won his 1st state title in tiebreakers at 127 pounds. And to wrap the night off, a match between 2 reigning state champions in Whitehall's Wilmont Kai and Bethlehem Catholic's Keanu Dillard ended in a 1-0 win to give Dillard his 4th state title. Despite having no finalists, the Nazareth Blue Eagles came out on top, winning their 5th state championship with 5 wrestlers making the podium. Meanwhile, some future Nittany Lions stood out at states. I had the chance to talk to them.
Norwin Jr. Landon Sidden was unable to compete at last year's state championships due to injury, but came back to the finals this year and earned a 17-0 tech fall to become a 2-time state champion.
It's awesome to be back here in the Giants Center. It kind of hurt last year just watching, but felt like it really drove me for this season.
Bell Vernon senior Elijah Brown only needed an escape to win his finals match and won his 2nd straight title to become Bell Vernon's 1st 2-time wrestling state champion.
Super grateful for my coaches, my teammates, everyone that's helped me get here, my parents, my siblings and stuff. So.
Both Sidden and Brown committed to Penn State in the fall and felt that it was the right place to continue their wrestling careers after high school.
Yeah, that was a super exciting process. Got to meet with the guys. Penn State just felt like home, instantly. I didn't have to really hey man, do I really want to be here? I knew I needed to be there.
I have pretty high expectations for myself and aspirations, and I think Penn State's best wrestling place on the planet. And if I want to be the best, that's where I have to be.
Kiski area sophomore Mario Hutcherson also won a state title in 3A and has developed a strong friendship with both Sidden and Brown.
So I'll start with Landon. He's one of my best friends, and his dad helped me a long way. Technique-wise, mentally-wise, everything. And Elijah, he's 6'4", and he's big, and he's a good partner. He's a great partner. He's tough to wrestle, and that's why they're all tight to me.
Brown will join the Nittany Lions next fall, and both Sidden and Hutcherson will have the chance to compete at states next March back in the Giants Center.
That's going to be all from us. Coming up, Nico and Isaac will take a look at some Penn State sports making postseason history.
Plus, our top 3 plays over the past 2 weeks. Back to you guys at the desk.
We've seen some great action across state wrestling and from the future Nittany Lion roster.
Absolutely. Now let's switch gears to Penn State football. It's pro day here in State College as the draft-eligible Penn State football players look to make their final impressions in front of scouts. The festivities kicked off at Haluba Hall. Drew Aller took part in the throwing drills after recovering from a season-ending injury in October. Zakee Wheatley tied for the top pro shuttle time at 4.11 seconds. Devontae Ross posted the best broad jump with 10.8 inches. The NFL draft is set to start on Thursday, April 23rd in Pittsburgh.
Now a look back how women's hockey punched their ticket to the Frozen Four with their win over UConn. Matilde Fantine got Penn State on the board just 2 minutes in with a redirect in front.
Wouldn't expect anything less from this Penn State team.
After that, it was mostly a goaltending duel between Katie Disa and the Huskies' Tia Chan as they both racked up the saves. But with 6.5 to go in the third, Chan makes a costly mistake, flubbing this clearance and serving it up to Tessa Janicki, who puts it in the yawning net to make it 2-0. Abby Stonehouse sealed it with an empty net goal with seconds to go. And then came the celebration on the ice. The senior class was waiting for after 3 years of losses in the tournament.
We vowed when we got here that we were going to make the tournament every year, and we've done that. So, like she said, hopefully that this is the standard now, and I just hope this program continues to build and become a powerhouse when we're gone.
Last weekend, Penn State played host to the Big Ten Wrestling Championships. Our reporter, Mac Leach, caught all the action.
The BJC was booming tonight as the Nittany Lions fought to take home their 10th Big Ten title in a record-breaking fashion.
For a 4th year in a row, Penn State Wrestling proved their dominance by taking home the Big Ten Championship title. For the first time ever, they did it at home. Penn State had wrestlers in 8 of the 10 finals. 7 of them came out on top, leading to the highest team score in school history.
I think it's a strong testament to the people that we have around us and the great men and women that we're so lucky to be around.
At 157, Penn State's PJ Duke brought home the Outstanding Wrestler Award after taking down #1 seed Antrell Taylor. Duke had a takedown in every period to win the match 12-4. At 149, Shane Van Ness got the only pin of the finals, pinning Ethan Stiles of Ohio State in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. His win would also notch his first Big Ten title as he continues his undefeated streak. Levi Haynes capped off his career with his 4th Big Ten title against Nebraska's Christopher Minto in a close 2-1 win. Haynes became the 4th Nittany Lion to win 4 Big Ten titles in his last match at home.
Super grateful for my time here, and I don't really focus too much on the 4 titles thing, but pretty cool to do, and I hope that the PIAA wrestlers that kind of watch me compete just see I compete hard.
With their undefeated season coming to an end, the Nittany Lions look ahead to nationals this upcoming weekend, going in with 7 #1 seeds. For After the Whistle, I'm Mac Leach. Back to you at the desk.
State playoff competition has brought out the best across District 6 and Center County.
And our reporter Jenny Karamis is breaking down some of the biggest moments.
With playoffs in full swing and champions being crowned, the plays are better than ever. These are our top 3 of the week. We start at Pagula Ice Rink, where a charging Tessa Janicki collects a mishandled puck from Tia Chen and deposits it into the empty net to help secure the win and send Penn State to its first ever Frozen Four appearance. Next up is Akrina's Elia Keverline, swatting the pass intended for Morgan Ruggery to her teammate, who sends it back over to Keverline to toss it up for the score. And the top play of the week comes from Hershey, with Bo Bassett setting up Brant Harrod into the fireman's carry for the pin in the 145 AA Finals, earning his 3rd state title and claiming the record for most Pennsylvania wins without a loss. That's all for our top 3 plays of the week. Back to Nico and Isaac at the desk.
That's all for this week's episode of After the Whistle. Tune in next week for more coverage of District 6 and Penn State sports. I'm Isaac Allock.
And I'm Nico Rodriguez. We'll see you next week right here on After the Whistle.